Hello everybody, my name is Evan King Lopez and this is Making History. I chose Chuck Yeager for this assignment. We might be asking, who's Chuck Yeager? Well, Chuck Yeager was born February 13th, 1923 in Myers, West Virginia. During World War II, he was known as a fighter pilot for his his flight skills and his technological knowledge. During World War II, he flew over 60 combat missions, and on October 12th, 1944 is when he got his first ace, and then ended World War II with a double ace. Instead of leaving the Army Air Corps at the time, he actually chose to stay in and become a test pilot and finished that January of 1946 in Ohio. Before 1947, many pilots believed there was an invisible wall at the speed of sound. The reason I say that is when many aircrafts during World War II and the dive doing a strafing run would experience severe turbulence, shaking, and sometimes their flight controls lock when nearing that speed. And they didn't know if they're going to hit a wall, if the aircraft was going to rip apart, what. So they had the challenge, um, can we go supersonic speed safely, and can we break the sound barrier safely? Well, we had to have an aircraft to do that. So a lot of pilots and engineer at the time, the Army Corps engineers, got together and they created the Bell X-1. Well, it was a rocket-powered aircraft that was designed after a 50 cal bullet, and it was dropped from a B-29 bomber. The reason it was dropped from a B-29 bomber is because they had to figure out fuel, and they just figured, we're just gonna drop it from B-29 bomber instead of worrying about the takeoff. We'll just worry about, getting enough fuel to reach the speed and landing safely. So that's what they did. On October 14th, 1947, the Bell X-1, excuse me if I butchered this, was nicknamed the Glummer's Glens, which was after his wife. It was in the Mojave Desert and it actually exceeded Mach 1. It went Mach 1.06 and it did it safely. It broke the sound barrier and we proved that humans can go supersonic speed without hitting an invisible wall. During these events in the eras in aviation, we had World War II. Following that, we broke the sound barrier, achieved supersonic speed, flight, did aerospace innovation, creating the Bell X 1, which was a modern aircraft at the time, and it just helped prove the technological limits that we were keep pushing for. That way we can keep breaking limits, and it changed aviation history forever, in my opinion. Well, why did it change the history? Well, it proved that we can go supersonic speed um, safely. It proved that that's possible, right? Improved the aircraft designs, improved the advanced military aviation, the private sector as well. It helped NASA's aircraft design, and just kept pushing the limits to go faster safely in the aircraft designs as well. It kept pushing the limits for that. For example, today we have the F-22 and F-35, and I don't think that'd be possible without, Chuck Yeager um, sacrificing himself and, being the first human to break the sound barrier, going supersonic speed safely. And I believe because of him, he left a legacy behind for many future pilots like myself, and many more to come. And I believe he influenced the military aviation side as well, and the engineering side as well. And he became the greatest test pilot in my book, and the youngest aviator to hit the Hall of Fame. And I believe he has all the awards that were given in the aviation sector that can be given, because in my opinion, he deserves it. And I just can't thank Chuck Yeager enough for his selfless sacrifice again. And I just thank you all for watching. This is where I retrieve all from my information. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. There's also a really good short video on YouTube that you can watch. I recommend it. It's only 22 minutes long. It tells everything from the beginning to, the day he died. And I just can't thank him enough for this again. And I hope you all have a good day. Thanks. Bye.